Hey, good evening, YouTube. This is Super Keith 007 coming to you guys with a deck profile for the January 1st, 2020. What a way to kick off this new year. It's a deck of mine that I always wanted to show off, Cyber Dragons. That's what it's called. Um, yeah, so let's get right to it. Bear with me, y'all. This is my first deck profile. 3 Cyber Dragons, ace guy of the deck. I did see a few profiles with 1. But I recommend 3 because he's actually more easy to be brought out. Yeah, sometimes you could be a dead draw at times if you go first, but it's best to run it at 3. Next, we're going to go with 3 copies of Cyber Dragon Core, the main guy of the deck. He allows you to search for any cyber spell or trap card from your deck to your hand upon normal summons. And yes, he's a definite target for machine duplication. Oh, and his second effect is decent as well. You can banish them if you don't control any monsters and your opponent does. Bring out a Cyber Dragon monster from your deck to your hand. Or actually bring them out to the field, I'm sorry. Another card that I usually didn't using before, but is all I have. So let me just show you guys what it is. 3 copies of Cyber Dragon Dry. Yeah, I know he's not exactly a good card like he used to, but this is what I am working with for right now. Upon his normal summon, all monsters, all light machines you have become level 5, he himself included. And you can only bring out machine type monsters for special summons this turn. He uses effect. If he would be banished, just to let you know, any other Cyber Dragons you would have won't be destroyed by battle or card effects. So there's that. Next up, 2 copies of Cyber Dragons Y. Basically, I don't really like using him that much. He's not really that good. Unfortunately, just like I said, I gotta use what I have. When he does an attack, he gains 300 attack points. And also, his name becomes Cyber Dragon if you would reveal a spell card in your hand. However, the only reason why I'd prefer using these guys is because they're treated as Cyber Dragons in the graveyard as well. So there's that. 2 more copies of Cyber Dragon Vier. Yeah, Vier. I know a lot of decks run 1, but I figured just add 2 just in case. He's a decent combo effect. I don't usually use him for his last effect as a attack boost, but I just use him for combo effects for fusion and exceed summons for all that. That's about it. Here's a little shocker for y'all. 1 each. 1 copy of Cyber Dragon Noster and 1 Cyber Dragon Hertz. Unfortunately, that's all I have. I wanted to run it at 3, but I only own 1. Hopefully the price goes down and I'll be able to use them. Helps out with more combo plays, fusion, and exceed summoning for each. However, I do notice, just like the rest of the other guys, they're all treated as Cyber Dragons while on the field or in the graveyard. More Troop Duke combos. 2 copies of Galaxy Soldier. I was considering running it at 3, but so far running it at 2 is pretty much decent. Mainly because, well, his effect is only like once per turn. That's basically all I need. And here's something else too. 2 copies of Light Hexsteel Fusions. I use them as, fusion material. Basically substitutes. Have a Cyber Dragon out. Use him. Special summon Cyber Twin Dragon from there. And the last monster, I decided to go with Overlay Booster. I usually use them if I have a monster with 2,000 or more attack. I bring them out in defense. Use them for extra exceed plays. That's it for the monsters. I don't have hand traps. They're in other decks that I don't want to take out. Just remember this, I'm on a tight budget. Consider me the most budgeted guy on the planet. And with the rest of the deck, you'll see why. Alright, for the spell card lineup, I run not 1, but 2 copies of Cyber Repair Plant. Helps me search, and if I happen to have 1 or more Cyber Dragons in my graveyard, I can use both effects. One of them being to add a light machine from my deck to my hand, or shuffle 1 light machine from my graveyard into the deck. It's pretty much simple. Cyber Load Fusion, which actually helps because I banish a lot. Cyber Reverse System, Mini Monster Reborn. Helps extend the combo plays. and of course 3 machine duplications, combo it off. If I have any of the Cyber Dragon monsters with 500 or less, I play that, summon out, special summon out 2 more Cyber Dragons. 2 copies of Power Bond to help with the OTK plays, polymerization, overload fusion, limiter removal. That actually extends as well. And the last of the spell card lineup is Monster Reborn and Instant Fusion. And now here are the traps. 2 copies of Cybernetic Overflow. I noticed a lot of folks running at 1, but I figured extend it to 2. It actually helps out. One thing I also noticed from, as well as a lot of other videos, when you do activate this trap card, your opponent has to respond before you start banishing your monsters. If they don't have a response, then you can continue on with your plays. But they have to respond first upon your activation. 3 copies of Yes, I Got More Traps. 1, 2, 3. 3 copies of Compulsory Evacuation Device. Yeah, a lot of cards do have a lot of non-targeting effects, but you need something to help you out. And 1 Cyber Network. I used to run them at 3, but I dropped them to 1 because honestly, the other 2 would be considered dead draws. And the last card, Solemn Warning. Don't have much with that. It helps basically negate everything else. Alright, for the extra deck, 1 Cyber End Dragon, 1 Chimera Tech Mega Fleet, 1 Cyber Twin, Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, 2 Rampage Dragons, which is actually one of the best cards I ever had in my extra deck, period, and 1 Panzer Dragon. I used his effect once. It actually helped. For the Exceed lineup, I have 2 Novas, 2 Infinities. You can run 1 of each, it doesn't matter. It's not going to hurt. But I prefer 2 just in case one set gets knocked out, and the other one, you know, like I said, one set gets knocked out, you gotta have a backup. One thing I did notice as well, Cyber Dragon Nova, you can use this effect to detach, special summon a Cyber Dragon immediately from your graveyard, and then do your extra Exceed summons from there. Other Exceed monsters I have are 1 Constellar Pleiades, which is an extra evacuation device, and 1 Shark Fortress. And the last monsters I have is 1 Cyber Dragon Zigger and Quilford Genius as my links. That's about it, folks. What a way to kick off this new year. Like I said, I'm the most budgeted player around. I do what I can. Big shout outs to all the players down in South Florida. So, you know, hit me up if you guys got any other tips on what I can play. I could play an Orcus. I do have a Orcus support I could probably mix in. But until then, next time, folks, keep believing in the heart of cards. That sounded horrible. My bad.